Hello my Whoop friends. In this video, I want to introduce you to the MEPS F411 1S 15A AIO from Mepsking, which was provided to me by Mepsking. I had to order the flight controller from the Mepsking website, which was very simple and straightforward. The shipping time was around 2 weeks. The flight controller was provided to me free of charge by Mepsking for this video, so that I can test this flight controller for you, my Whoop friends. The MEPS F411 1S 15A AIO flight controller is a 2-in-1 AIO. That means the flight controller and the ESCs are combined on one board. A receiver and the VTX have to be purchased separately and soldered on by yourself. I assume this flight controller from Mepsking is intended for pilots who want to stay flexible in their choice of VTX and receiver. For example, for someone who wants a full-range receiver, or a good powerful VTX, or both. Or for pilots who appreciate repairability if the VTX or receiver breaks. Maybe this also makes the flight controller and ESCs a little more durable because everything has enough space on the flight controller board. Additionally, the MEPS F411 1S 15A AIO flight controller comes with 15A BLHeli 32 ESCs, which some old-school pilots who started with BLHeli 32 may also appreciate. The ESCs are configured from the factory by Mepsking with a 96 kHz PWM frequency. I built a 75mm tiny whoop with this MEPS F411 1S 15A AIO from Mepsking using 802 7000 kV motors from T-Motor, a Happy Model OVX300 VTX, and a Happy Model EP1 ELRS receiver. At first, I wanted to build the tiny whoop with a Spectrum DSMX receiver. But that did not work because the flight controller is only suitable for Spectrum receivers with 5-volt power supply and S-Bus connection. I currently do not have such a Spectrum DSMX S-Bus receiver, so I used a Happy Model EP1 ELRS receiver for this build. Building the tiny whoop was, like with all 2-in-1 AIO flight controllers, somewhat tedious. For a future build, I would definitely use a receiver with a smaller flat antenna or an antenna integrated into the board. Despite my many years of experience, during the build, I of course soldered the VTX incorrectly once again because I had not done it for a long time. I had forgotten that RX goes to TX and TX goes to RX. But after correcting that, and after realizing that the VTX only works when a LiPo battery is connected, and that the USB connection alone is not enough, the rest was child's play. I removed the motor plugs right at the beginning because I want full power. I will show you how to do that in another video. If you want to use motor plugs, then I recommend applying a contact enhancer. That probably gives a bit more performance and reduces the risk of contact corrosion or electrical fretting. I have already made 1 or 2 videos about this topic, which you can watch if you are interested. Despite titanium motor and canopy screws, as well as canopy and frame weight reductions, the tiny whoop ended up somewhat heavy at 26 grams dry weight. That was expected and is not a problem. As you can see in the flight footage, the tiny whoop still flies very well. I flew the tiny whoop with the stock Betaflight PID settings and with old Beta FPV LiPos. As you can see in the flight footage, the whoop flies perfectly fine even with these old LiPos. However, I recommend flying with the new Lava 2 LiPos, which have better performance. The hover flight time of the tiny whoop was over 5.5 minutes. The flight time with my race flying style was between 2 and 2.5 minutes. There is not much more I can say at the moment, except that the flight controller is lighter than stated on the Mepsking website at 4.5 grams. On the website it says 6.7 grams. The flight controller package also includes 2 main cables with BT 2.0 connectors and a crimped PH 2.0 connector, which I definitely will not use and would not recommend to anyone. If you absolutely want to use a PH 2.0 connector, then definitely use a solid pin PH 2.0 connector. I also will not use the included BT 2.0 main cable because the cable is AWG24, which from my point of view is too thin and causes unnecessary voltage sag. As always, I will use an AWG20 cable with a thicker cross-section in combination with a BT 2.0 connector. That gives the longest flight time and the least voltage sag. I have also already made several proof videos about the topic of AWG20 wires. If you need more information about that, then watch those videos. Also, check out my other tutorials and proof videos on this YouTube channel, into which I have invested a lot of time and passion. If you want to buy the MEPS F411 1S 15A AIO from Mepsking and you enjoy my videos, then please use the affiliate link in the video description to support my work a little bit. Also, use the discount code BFFPV to get a discount on your order. Stay tuned for future videos and check out my many tutorials on this YouTube channel, into which I have invested a lot of work. I would appreciate it if you use the affiliate link in the video description for your order and for future orders. And if you would like to support my work further, I would appreciate a small donation on Ko-fi.com. The link is also in the video description. Thank you very much for your support, my whoop friends. Stay tuned for future videos and check out my many tutorials on this YouTube channel, into which I have invested a lot of work. Happy flying, my whoop friends!
Telemetry recovered. Telemetry. Some additional information can be found in the video description. Please watch my many other tutorials on this YouTube channel if you want to know more about how to modify a tiny boop or how to learn FPV flying and racing.